Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Pinky Mall's Cakes, Cookies, and Candy, and also Pinky Mall's Sisters in the Kitchen, because we're sisters and we're doing our little thing in the kitchen. We're just enjoying visiting with each other and let me get rid of this one, and cooking and visiting with y'all, just with all of y'all friends that we've gained since we've been doing this. And so
Almost 3 years.
I know, it'll be 3 years in July. So, and some of you have been with us from the beginning, and we appreciate that so much. And we've just grown to love y'all and all your comments. It just makes us feel close to you. So, we're going to be doing a jalapeno lime chicken this morning. And it's very simple, but it's just a little bit different. I made this one time, and it's it wasn't quite as spicy as what I thought it was going to be because of the jalapeno, but it's okay. I've already
good.
Yeah, this is thighs, and the recipe is for 8 thighs, and that's a pretty good for about 4 people servings if you want 2. I mean, it could be 6 or 8, depending on what size servings you want. I have washed them, and I've left the skin, the top skin, on the thigh. We need that to to marinate for the flavor. I know she don't like that, but I've got a lot of the fat off. And let me turn this phone off over here.
They're calling out everywhere this morning, aren't they, Mary?
Yeah.
Those thighs are beautiful. They looks really pretty.
Wash my hands again.
So it's a little bit cool this morning.
Yeah.
It's just a tiny bit of sprinkle of rain, and I turned my seat warmers on. The car was
Well,
full.
I did yesterday morning too. Once I turned
I
mine on.
wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. So anyway, I washed them, and I've cut the excess fat. You know how the fat on the thighs just linger over. I've cut that off. This is not on. What I'm fixing to do now is not on the recipe on the Facebook, and I'm gonna get Linda to change that. I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning underneath. You know what? I'm gonna get a little bowl.
This is not open. I need to open this. Oh, it is open. Do you want it off?
Yeah, you can take it off. I'm gonna put a little bit of
chipotle, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit of chipotle and Dijon mustard, and I'm gonna put this underneath. I'm gonna put a teaspoon. I'm gonna put this underneath the skin. This did not call for that, but according to the way it tasted, yet whenever I cooked this last, here's the chipotle.
I love that chipotle seasoning.
Yeah, me too.
It is so good.
So I'm just putting it. That's actually a half a tablespoon. I didn't realize that's what I had. I'm just mixing that together, and I'm gonna pick up. And I've got my gloves on. I'm just gonna pick up the skin and put a little bit. I'm gonna have to get a spoon.
You're gonna put some underneath it.
I'm gonna put a little bit underneath the skin because just to kind of season it. You want to place them in a. Let me get this. This is a 10 by 15 cookie sheet. It's paper sheet. And then you I lined it with foil, and then I sprayed it with olive oil. So, anyway, I'm going to pick up the chicken. And
Mary's got gloves on, so
that's what I was
I'm not going to touch the chicken right now.
That's what I said. She's going to help me, but I don't want quite that much on there. Oh, I'm just leave it to me. I'm not putting it on all of it, and I wouldn't. Give me another spoon.
Okay.
I didn't mean to put that on the chicken. That's what you can do, please, if you don't mind. Put and just sprinkle a little bit on here.
How many is that?
That's
enough?
fine.
Too much?
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That way,
now, what seasoning is this?
That's chipotle and Dijon mustard.
Okay.
I'm just going to put a little bit, sprinkle a little bit underneath that skin. Give it a little bit of flavor underneath it. I almost got up.
I'm not put too much on that.
That's okay. Whenever you see the skin, I almost got all that one off. It had a lot of skin on it, and I was trying to get it off. I just want a little bit of seasoning on there. It's going to have a lot of seasoning on it, but it's going to be on top of the skin. And I don't eat the skin. After I cook it, I took the skin off, and that's when I decided that I was going to put it underneath it, because I take that skin off. I don't eat it. And and I had already turned the recipe in. I'm through with that bowl, Linda. Thank you. So, all right. I've got my oven preheated to 400. Linda, if you want to put it in the oven for me,
Oh,
please.
we're putting it in there like
I'm
this?
going to put it in. Yeah. I'll put it in the oven for 15 minutes.
Okay,
I'm
set
gonna-
the timer.
Yeah, I'm going to wash my hands.
Okay.
Wash my hands with gloves on, but that's what I'm doing.
So this is the last few days of March. Can you believe a quarter of this year is gone?
It is just unreal, Linda.
It seems like we were just here having Christmas.
Yes, I know it.
You're gonna use some more.
I'm not gonna use any more of that. But I'm gonna mix up some more seasoning though.
Okay.
We'll just bring all that over here, Linda, if you don't mind. And well, I am gonna put some more.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I told you.
Put that aside.
I have put a tablespoonful of extra virgin olive oil in this bowl. Now.
Oh, and by the way, we know we're not dressed alike today. In case some of y'all think it was a mistake, it wasn't.
She's losing so much weight, she can't, her clothes are too big on her, that matches mine. Okay, let's see. I gotta get the lime juice.
One day I did make a mistake, but today it wasn't a mistake.
Linda, if you'll put a teaspoon of minced garlic in that, I'll get the lime juice out. This is lime juice. I bought some fresh lime, but
That's good to have in a pinch.
yeah.
It is.
It's 2 tablespoons.
Do you need your whisk?
We got this right here in this
Oh,
drawer.
it's in that drawer.
Yeah. And I'm putting 2 tablespoons of lime juice in here.
Do you want me to squeeze that?
I think I got these gloves on, and I can't, that thing is kind of, all right, that's 1 tablespoon. Just keep squeezing. Thank you, Linda. That's 2 tablespoons of lime juice. I kind of made a mess there. And it's 4 tablespoons of jalapeno jelly. There's you can get this at Walmart. This right here is jalapeno pepper jelly. This is mild. You can get hot. There's so many different kinds. There's raspberry, strawberry, jalapeno jelly. There's lots of kinds, and I even used 2 of them the last time. I used raspberry and strawberry last time, and you'd think that that's sweet and that wouldn't be good, but it was all good. It actually, you couldn't taste the sweetness of it.
It
You
just
couldn't even
kind of
taste it.
counteracts
Yeah.
the, like, sweet.
Yeah.
Is it Bear Creek that has the pickles that are
Yes,
called Sweet Fire?
yes.
I love those pickles.
Yeah.
Not eating them right now, but they are so good.
This is 4 tablespoons. Instead of doing that in that tablespoon, I'm gonna put it in here.
Yeah, I love that little cup for
Yeah,
measuring.
I do too.
But you can't get those anymore, can you?
I don't think
Yeah, I don't think you can either.
I got 2 or 3 of them. I used 2 or 3 of them at a time.
I do
Sometimes.
too. I keep 3 in
Yeah.
my cabinet.
Yeah. All right. So that's.
I can smell the jalapeno.
Can you smell it?
Yeah, it's Tabasco.
Yeah.
Tabasco brand. It
Yeah.
smells real good.
Okay. This I'm through with that. And I'm going to put a.
You through with these?
I am. Linda. Let's see. It's an 1/8 of teaspoon of salt. That's not much, but I guess it was okay when I had it before. And I'm using a 1/2 a teaspoon of pepper, black pepper. And I'm using a teaspoon of chipotle in here also. Let's see here. That is dirty. I'm not going to use that one. That's a 1/2. I'll use 2 of them.
I absolutely love that chipotle.
I like it too.
It smells so good.
Okay, so I've got salt, pepper, chipotle, and chili peppers. Chili powder. I think it's a teaspoon.
So you're putting chili powder in there.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, that's different.
If you don't have chipotle, you can use ground red pepper or something, or paprika, something with a little bit of kick to it. That's got, I don't want to use it. Okay, this is a 1/2 teaspoon. I'll do it twice. You just,
That's going to be good.
It's just a combination of spices. If you don't like these spices that I use, just put what you want to. All you're doing is seasoning the chicken. So
It smells so good.
all right, so
Are you through with this?
I'm through with that, Linda. Thank you.
Okay.
Just get it out of the way. And I cooked the chicken for 15 minutes. Get it out. Drain the grease off. And you know what? When I cooked those the other day, it wasn't much grease in it because I trimmed a lot of that fat off. But you need some to keep it moist. You need that skin on there to keep it moist. And like I said, I take it off. Now, if you know you're going to take that skin off, put this coating underneath it. You know, if you don't, I'm going to put it on top of it because it makes a really pretty glaze. Smell of it.
It almost.
What does it smell like?
It almost smells like sweet and sour sauce.
A little bit. Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
Except it's got more seasonings in it, but it smells really nice.
Yeah. Well, this is a different jelly that I'm using this time. So I don't know. I used this other. I think I got this at TJ Maxx.
Oh yeah, in their food section, I love TJ Maxx food section.
This is the hot raspberry jalapeno, and it was good. It didn't even taste sweet. It was really good, but it did not have a kick to it. It wasn't not.
Most things are not really hot like that. Not hot like what I would call.
I'm not sure where I got this. A strawberry jalapeno. I'm not sure. It don't say.
Are we gonna go to Panola this year?
We
got
can.
our strawberries.
I would like to
this
have
year.
some fresh strawberries, Linda. I would.
making-
When is that?
It's open right now.
Oh, is
I'm
it?
making something that's sweet with strawberries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was another one. Here's another one, and I haven't used it. This is a pepper jelly, spicy. You want to put some spice? You want me to put some spicy in there? You know what? That means that means I'm gonna have 4 jars of jalapeno.
No, don't. Not on my account, Mary, because I'm not going to eat it anyway. So just don't do it on my account.
You sure? Well, you can eat a piece without the skin, can't you?
And I may just taste of it, but I'm not going to eat it.
Oh well.
So don't open it on
Because
my account.
because after these are opened, you have to refrigerate them.
Yeah.
So I've got so many jars. in
The
the refrigerator.
brand that you used was Tabasco.
Yeah, I know it. But this is spicy.
Okay.
That's the difference. That other one's spicy. So anyway, so whenever the chicken has been in there for 15 minutes, which likes a few more minutes, this is kind of a steps process. You have to cook it a few minutes, bring it out, drain the grease, and then put the topping up.
Like you're basting it or something?
Yeah. And then cook it another 15 minutes, and it's 3 times you're rotating. And
Yeah.
so
There's so many things that we have cooked or do cook that has a lot of steps, and we've got to where we'll come back and show y'all the second part,
Yeah.
but it's hard to do
it's
it
hard
all
to do.
in
This
one
one,
show.
This one we're just going to stay on here. We're just going to visit with y'all because it's too many steps for you not to stay on. I did buy another package of 8 thighs, and I thought I'll get up in the morning and I will have one completely done and ready for y'all. And then I got to thinking I'm going to have 16 chicken thighs that we in no way are going to be able to eat. And that's just, I mean, I could give it away, but that's money.
Yeah.
So I said, no, I'm just going to, we're just going to visit with y'all and show it. Just do one pan. Because 8 chicken thighs is a lot even for us, you know.
Sometimes it's hard to make a double batch, especially.
It is.
Like I've been wanting to do a tiered cake.
Yeah.
But to do a tiered cake, you
It's
need about 3 days probably of filming.
Yeah.
Because
it's a lot of steps.
What you have to do with it, you know. So
it is. It's a lot of steps.
But I am doing a cake Monday.
I know y'all gonna really want to tune in Monday because she is gonna do a delicious cake.
And I will have to have one of those made ahead of time.
Will you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, can you just make the cake and just freeze it and then you dress the one?
You know, I am not on freezing cakes, and I know everybody does, but I'm going to make it and have a cake made ahead of time. Then I'm going to make the frosting and frost it and decorate it Monday, and then live I'm going to make another cake batter, and I'm going to make them into muffins.
Okay.
And so I can, you know, instead of just
giving
one person a whole cake, I'm going to have some muffins that I can give to several different people.
Okay. All right.
Did I tell you what our neighbor said last night?
What
You know,
did he say?
I give them cupcakes all the time. One of our neighbors is, her husband eats sweets, but she's not real big on eating sweets.
Yeah.
She watches what she eats. But the other ones, she said he tells everybody that their neighbors and celebrities. I'm cracking up. They should have seen me yesterday. They wouldn't have thought I was a celebrity. But it's fun. It's fun, you know. And I try to give different ones. We have let's see. On our road, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 people. One of them don't live there full time. But I try to, pass it out to where everybody's not getting it the same week. But I have to get it out of the house.
Yeah, I know. Well, I haven't even given any mind lately because I've just been running and busy and hadn't been able to stop because when you're in a rush, you don't have time to visit a little bit. So
it does make it hard. Mike will eat, like I'll save a couple of cupcakes for him, and that'll be all he'll eat.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'll eat that pecan pudding I made the other day. I did.
That was so good.
It was delicious. It was so good. And you know what? I mentioned to y'all that that's not the same recipe that I cooked prior to that. And I think I like the one I did on camera better than I did the other one.
It looked delicious.
I think I did. I think I liked it better. And of course, Carla was in and out, so she carried some home with her. And
did they like it?
Yeah. Scott said no because he's trying to watch his weight. No, I don't want one. Carla gave him a piece and put some ice cream on top of it, and she said he just raved and raved. He said, that's the best stuff I ever eat.
They don't know what's good.
Yeah. So,
that's funny.
Anyway. I guess I'll be going to Azle. I mean, I'm going to Azle too next week. Stop by and see Charles Linnell and then go on for the baby shower.
I still haven't ordered Shelley's gift yet. I have got to do that this week. Yeah. Miranda's already got hers, but I just hadn't ordered Shelley's. Yeah. Every time I start to do it, my mind gets tracked on something else, and then I need to go in there and get on Amazon and order something.
I've already got them some stuff.
Some stuff. Her car will be full.
I've done sent one carload up there with Carla. But that's okay. That's probably the last two in my life that new ones, that I will have in my family. So anyway.
You sound like Mama. Do you remember when Mama bought that? We moved to Mississippi, and for those of you who don't know, we are Texans through and through.
Yes.
But we did move to Mississippi and stayed for several years. Different ones of us stayed longer than others. But Mother bought. Was it a 65 Chevrolet It was a Bel Air. It wasn't an
It was
Impala.
Yeah, it was a Bel Air. I don't know.
She was working at the meat market, Brother Richard Jackson in Crystal Springs, and she bought this car. And she said it would be the last one she ever bought. And every time she would buy another car, she said the same thing. This would be the last car I ever buy. And she bought several cars after this. A pickup. She had a pickup at one time because they lived down in the country on the farm in below Sharina. And that's after she moved back to Texas from Mississippi. And they needed a heavy vehicle to get in and out of those roads. Those roads weren't paved. Yeah. And they were slick.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, no, it was. You know what I just thought about that I hadn't thought about in years? The year that little Linda was born, my baby, we lived in Goodman community.
Yeah, across over. You were in Songstein County, right? Across the river.
And my husband was a union bricklayer, but when we moved to East Texas, there wasn't any.
Do I need something?
I'll get right back with you. I gotta get this out of the oven.
Do you need a hot pan here?
Or you
gonna do it on this stove?
No, let's do it over here. Okay. Let me get my gloves on here.
So I love these gloves. Timers. I know those are so nice.
I just love them. They're so thick. It makes you almost think you're gonna get burned, and you're not.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoever come up with that was very smart.
I got the door. Yeah. You're welcome. You see, it's not much oil on that at all. I'm going to just get a little bowl and pour it in it.
So many times when we were kids in the 50s, when we would go down there, because this was red dirt. Now, Nacogdoches, where we lived, it was white sand. But a lot of places in Nacogdoches County and East Texas,
I should have had you hold that for me.
Red dirt. I'm sorry, Mary.
Okay.
I'm talking.
That's okay. I'm going to just put that on there and
I'll grab that.
Okay. I put it over here.
Don't slow down. I'm going to get this.
Okay. Anyway, I lost one of my chicken thighs. You pour the grease off into a bowl, and let me get my gloves off.
I'm sorry, Mary.
Oh, that's okay.
Helping you.
That's okay. That's all right.
Trying this.
Okay, now I drained the oil off, and I'm turning this chicken over. It's when you're draining that grease, it's probably best to tilt it up and use a spoon to get the grease off. And I was trying to just tilt the pan, and that just didn't work. Okay, now I'm gonna get a pastry brush. I'm gonna get a paper towel and put this on.
Okay, now is there anything I can do to help?
I'm just going to dust this.
on there.
Lynn, you can take that out for me, please, if you don't mind. Thank you. And now I'm just going to turn the chicken over. You cook it 15 minutes, turn the chicken over, and you...
Mary,
just spread it on
you know
there.
what you could do with that thigh that fell?
What? Give it to Einstein.
If you have a little pan that we could put it on and finish cooking it, and you could give it to Einstein.
Yeah,
because
I
it needs
will.
to be cooked.
Yeah, I will.
Because you hate to just throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, Einstein, like chicken. I'll have to debone it, though. I won't put no pepper on it. You put about half of this on one side, on this side, and I don't measure it. I just estimate.
Yeah, that's going to be really good.
Yeah, spicy that real good. Okay, all right. Now, I guess I better put my gloves back on. That pan's probably still too hot. Pretty hot. All right. Put it back in the oven.
And do you want me to get one of your little pans out to put that thigh in?
No, I'll do that. I'll boil it.
Oh, okay.
I'll just boil it.
Okay.
Okay, now we got to cook that for 20 minutes.
So Polly always had a tractor, and people that was coming down, and there was real hilly, and there was deep ditches on both sides of the road. And I mean, my mama had a mini prayer meeting going down that road with my daddy driving a little bit faster than he should have, at least according to Mama. But Paul Lee would pull out people, go get his tractor and pull them out. They'd come knocking on his door. Rob, what you need? I'm in the ditch. He'd call and get on the tractor, and they'd go back down there, and he'd pull them out.
That's what neighbors done. That's what people done, you know. And
everybody.
And I feel that we should do the same thing now. I mean, why change, you know? Because everybody needs help sometime or another. But going back to little Linda's story, my husband was a union bricklayer, and that was back in the 1970. The bottom fell out of masonry. It was some kind of I don't know what you call it. It was like the housing. It was like a depression or something. So my husband, he went and bought all the equipment, and he was going to do his own contract, his own business. So he bought a mixer, all the scalpels, and I mean, he had a lot of stuff, but he really went and bought a lot of stuff, and he bricked houses, but it wasn't nothing compared to what he was doing with the union. Anyway, so it was kind of a bad financial period for us, and I was pregnant with little Linda. I really wasn't too worried about things for her, you know, but I didn't have anything because Chuck was 9 years old, and so I didn't have any furniture or anything for the baby. Our neighbor up the road, she was elderly. I mean, not elderly. No, she wasn't elderly. She was probably in her 40s, but I was 40 or 50. But anyway, I was in my 30s. I think I was 34 when Linda was born. But anyway, we were just friends because she was my neighbor. And her husband had he was a pilot, and he had a landing strip across the road from him. And they drove to Houston back and forth all the time in their plane. And one day she called me, she said, Mary, she said, I want to do something for you. And I said, well, what do you want? What do you mean? She said that she still had all her baby furniture from her daughter.
Oh my goodness.
And she brought me down a complete bedroom full. The white furniture. Oh my goodness. The white, what do you call it? That. It was, they had a name back then. It was special. It was a name for little girls. The baby bed, the changing table, high chair. It was a whole works.
That was a blessing.
And I just bought a new mattress, and it was she just gave me all of that furniture. It was a lot of stuff, and you know, hey, I was thrilled to death, you know, because
I guess so.
I hadn't thought about that. Jeannie Lynn, that's what it was. Jeannie Lynn. It just came to me, and it was I was so thankful for that, but like I said, I hadn't thought about that in years. And I think the reason I thought about that is because Shelley and Miranda both needed baby beds this year.
Yeah.
And so Carla got them the baby beds, and I got them the mattress. And so, anyway, you know, you just do what you have to do. Of course, I got them some other things, too, that they wanted.
It's gonna be fun having babies.
It is.
Bradley and Catherine are the youngest. Well, Cohen is younger than them. Bonnie and Jace is little boy.
Yes. But
we hadn't had really small babies in our family in a while. So
and little Kinley is just.
Oh, and Kinley.
Kinley is just a doll.
Kinley is actually the newest one. I don't know what I was thinking, but Kinley is a mess. She is so cute.
She is a mess, that's for sure. She looks like her daddy, but then there's times that she's a spitting image of her mama and Shelley. Shelley's Miranda's sister, and they look a lot alike. And comparing the baby pictures.
Yeah, I saw those the other day online.
They look a lot alike. I think about Mama, what she would think about all
Mama
these
loved babies.
Yeah, all these little babies. Because Of course, I do too. I love babies too.
Yeah, I always love babies.
Yeah, I've loved babies. I didn't even like to play dolls when I was growing up. I wanted real dolls. And my cousins, because I was the oldest, every time one of them would come along, I'd claim it to be my baby. And every one of them always thought that they was the special one. Sarah told me one time. She said, I always thought I was the special one.
Our cousins.
Yeah.
Karen
Lee. Karen Lee, she was the last one. Karen Lee.
She was the youngest.
Karen, she was the last one that I babied. I was 18 when she was born, and I still love her.
Yeah,
I love her.
We love our cousins, and we were actually there when Karen was born.
Yeah, sure was.
Not at the hospital, but we were
went
there.
up there. They lived in Arkansas.
Yeah, we went up there and stayed to help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you remember we rode the bus up there? We've told this before. We had left North Little Rock, Camp meeting Brother A.O. Holmes when it was on 2nd and Buckeye, and we rode a Greyhound bus up there. But we stayed for 2 weeks, and Ma and Paul had a brand new red Dodge Dart.
Yep.
What year was
Push
this?
button.
Was it 68? Carla was born in.
Well, I graduated.
No,
it was 60.
68.
No, it was 64.
Okay.
It was 1964.
Yeah, because it was before Daddy died.
Mm-hmm. It was 64.
That August,
The reason
actually,
the reason I know is because I graduated from high school in
you're
65.
absolutely right.
So it was 64.
So we stayed 2 weeks, and the thing was, Ma and Paul was going to come up, and they were coming in their new little Dodge Dart, just solid
Red.
candy apple red. It was so pretty.
Yeah.
Paul loved red,
Yeah.
and they come up there, and we were going to ride back with them. So, they went to church, and they had a good church, but we missed our church because we had a lot of young people in our church. Do you remember when we got back home and found out there was a family that we used to know and love dearly? I kind of had a crush on one of the guys.
Yeah, I knew that's who you was going to say.
The Sinsings.
Yes.
And they lived they were from Hawkins, and they would come to our church, First Pentecostal on Douglas Highway in Nacogdoches. And we get so excited when they came because they were so talented.
They sang so good.
I mean, they were.
And she's right. She did have a crush on Philip.
And we found out after we got back home that they were in a revival right in the area that we was at.
Yeah.
Do you remember
that? I kind of do
I
remember
was
that.
so heartbroken that we didn't know that because we would have went.
Yeah, I know.
Because it wasn't that we were homesick, but we just missed being able to be, because we were used to going to church 3 or 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And we didn't do that the 2 weeks we were there.
I know.
So anyway.
But Linda George, them had a good church there.
They did have a good church.
Had a good church
They
there
had a
in
good church.
Fayetteville.
And I remember, this was the same time. I remember because, I play by ear. I've never read music in my life.
Okay, Linda George, they lived in Fayetteville, or was it Little Rock?
No,
the
it was
first
Fayetteville.
time.
It was
Fayetteville.
Fayetteville.
That's what I thought.
And we were at church, and this was at the same time, and me and you had sang, and then somebody else gets up there to sing, and they motioned for me to come to the piano, and they handed me some sheet music. I hit a chord, and I was waiting on her to start singing, and she kept looking at me, and I hit a chord again. I didn't have a clue what I was playing. It was so funny.
You always done
I was
good,
embarrassed. If I'd have known the song, I could have played it because I play by ear, but it was embarrassing.
Well, I don't remember you doing bad, so you always do good.
Well, I sure didn't know what I was doing on that song because I didn't know the song. I was faking it real good.
Linda Joyce, she just was always so quiet. And
when we first met her.
When we first met her, she wouldn't hardly talk, wouldn't hardly say anything. Well, honey, when she started going to church, that girl started talking.
360.
She did. She started talking, and to this day, she will talk your ears off.
Yeah. Uncle Jesse was in college. That was back when SFA in Nacogdoches, for those of you who don't know, SFA is Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah.
It wasn't a university. It was a college when we were kids. And then it turned into a university because it got real big. But Uncle Jesse was going to college, and he lived with us. And what was he? 2.5 years older than Charles? Not much.
Not much. Not much.
I mean, he was literally like our brother.
Yeah.
And even today, when we are including aunts, sometimes we'll leave Aunt Linda out because we still look at her as like a sister and not an aunt.
Exactly. And just the other day, when I was talking to the ladies in the church at the ladies' conference, I referred to my only 2 living aunts, and because I don't look at Aunt Linda as aunt because she's so much our age.
We almost grew up together, and she was a super smart person.
Oh, she is.
And so Uncle Jesse brought her to the house, and this was when we had the kitchen. And before they remodeled our house, Mama remodeled our house every 2 or 3 years, and we had that real small kitchen where it was turned into a hallway, and it was really tiny, and we had a bottle cap opener. You know, this is when you drank Pepsi Colas or Coca Colas, and you had to open the bottle caps, and it was on the wall. And Jesse, you know, Uncle Jesse.
He was a prank.
No disrespect for calling him Jesse, but that's about where we grew up. Yeah. He opens the drink, and he just lets the bottle cap fall on the floor. Aunt Linda's pointing down to the floor. She won't even say pick up the bottle cap. She's just pointing. And he's like, what you doing? What do you want or something? You know, because he never met a stranger, and he was very outgoing, very talkative. And he finally realized the bottle cap was on the floor. He was at home, so it didn't matter to him because he knew Mary or Linda would pick up that bottle cap. Because we waited on him hand and foot, just like we did Charles and Edward.
Well, I ironed Charles's clothes up till he got married. I ironed everything, his shirts and everything, and creased his pants because we didn't take things to the dry cleaner.
No, we
all his dress pants. I steamed them down and put that crease in there, and I did all that for Charles because for him to look nice for church, you know.
I ironed some too, but I'm saying that being funny. We did divide the clothes out, but Mary was probably a little better at it than I was because I wasn't real big on domestic stuff when I was a kid. Y'all already know that. My domestic stuff was out at Mickey Mouse playing the piano. So I got out of all the work that I could when I was a kid, but
I enjoyed it though, Linda. It wasn't necessarily that I did more than you. I just enjoyed doing it. I did. I enjoyed
think
cleaning
I changed a little bit over the decades.
I just always enjoyed anything to do with housework or
sewing.
Yeah. But nowadays, I just can't do it. I have to let go of things, and that's hard. It's hard for me to let go and not worry about when things is not done like I want them done. It's hard, mentally.
You remember when Mama started she was still driving, but she got to the point that it took her longer to do things, and she loved to go. My mama had go in her blood, so did our daddy, and that's one reason we all like to go so much.
Yeah.
But she would get it done, but she done it on her own terms because she didn't have enough energy, you know, to do like she had done.
I understand that now, but I
didn't
understand that then, of course.
And it's hard for adult children sometimes to realize what the parents are going through. I wish I knew then what I know now.
Me too. But you know, that's the way that next generation is the same way. They don't really fully understand.
Well, we're trying to tell them.
That's one of the main reasons that we started these videos, so our kids and grandkids can look at it and learn things that we're telling y'all. We got this on film, so our kids can go back and read it, relive our lives.
They will.
I do think they will. I think they will.
They do.
I expect my girls, I think they will. Now, Chuck, it might be a little bit hard for him because he's so emotional. I don't know if he would or not. And he might. Chuck, he doesn't watch all of our videos, but when we first started, he tuned in one day and he said, Mother, when I finally decided to watch y'all's videos, we're on there talking about my dad and that situation. And he said of all days, because he can't handle stuff like that.
It was too much.
It was too much for him. And so he does it. He's afraid we're going to say something else that's going to, sad or something. And so he don't really watch us that much. But
don't you wish we had something like this at Mama and Ma and Ma? And of course, times have changed. The technology wasn't there then. But even Mama has, she died 20 years ago, May 27th, and it does not seem like that long.
It does not, does it?
But we were in the beginning of technology. I mean, computers have been around for ages. We know that. But we had cell phones before Mama died, and I begged her to let me get her a cell phone. She never would. She didn't want one.
I understand that, though.
But we were in the beginning of it at that time. So we could have done some things, but even then it was nothing.
We had pagers.
We carried, Mary and I carried pagers for years with our jobs. They would drive you nuts too, going off all hours of the day and evening. But I remember when I first got my cell phone, and I was in a retail store, and someone was in there, and they answered the phone, and they were talking to somebody. I just thought that was just the neatest thing, that people was in a store talking on a phone. And I was in Walmart a couple of days ago, and a guy is doing grocery shopping with somebody on the phone, and his wife, I assumed it was his wife, literally telling him what brand and what size package to buy. It was hilarious.
Well, I remember when Mother had her accident in Mount Enterprise. Bobby was working with me that day. There was at one period of time that Bobby and I worked on the same job. It was that advertising
Y'all were in
job.
Anderson County.
Yeah, and I was.
I was in Long Beach. I was thinking seatbelt, but
no,
it was
at media. Yeah, and only time that we what does it call? What was it? Pagers. Only time Linda paged me would be something emergency, and so her number, my pager went off with her number, and I told Bobby, I said, Bobby, you got to stop at the next station, use a pay phone, stop at the next station, let me call a sister and see what's wrong, because she just paged me. And I stopped, and oh my goodness, that day my heart fell through.
Yeah, that was a very, very hard day for us.
She said, Mama's been in a bad accident, and they have life-flighted her to Nacogdoches. This was in Mount Enterprise, about, what is that from here, about 20 miles?
Yeah.
20. And she was going down the highway, and a man run a stop sign off the side of the road, and the main road, it hit her and her side of the door. And like I said, they had to life flight her to Nacogdoches. And she said, I've got to go. You told me that you had to go on home, and for me to just go on. So I carried Bobby home, and he couldn't handle things like that either. And so I went straight up there and to the emergency room. I walked in to the emergency room. All that flashback memories of when she was in there when Daddy died. And I went to the waiting room. Mother was already in surgery. I went into the waiting room. There's her sisters. All her sisters was in there in the waiting room. And then they told me a little bit more about it, because we really didn't know to the extent of anything. And so she was in surgery. It had crushed her leg. It crushed her leg, and oh goodness, Linda, I can't even remember what all it did. It
broke her neck.
Yeah, it broke her neck.
Bruised her heart. I mean, she had so many things wrong with her. She was in a little blue Mazda, and a pickup is what hit her. And they didn't even clean her up because they did not think she was going to live. It was really, really, really a bad time.
But anyway, and they didn't even, and she was in the hospital. What it is, when they life-flighted her, my mother, I'm kind of like my mother about medication. You can't overdose me. I mean, you can overdose me quick, because we didn't really take that much medication. And so they had given her morphine on the helicopter on the way to the hospital. And then when she went into surgery, they gave her more medication and morphine. And what was it? Was it a week or 2 weeks?
Yeah, it was a long time.
She was not even at herself at all. I mean, she was talking to us like we were little children. You know, just telling us about go play, you need to go clean up, change clothes.
Do you want me to hold you?
Yeah, and she would say, "Do you see that up there on the wall?" I mean, it was just, and I went and told them, I said, "Y'all are giving my mother too much medication," and they said, "We haven't given her any medication since surgery," and it had been what, nearly 2 weeks.
Nearly 2 weeks. Yeah.
It was just they overdosed her. So anyway, let me see.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever really told that whole story.
I don't think.
have we?
No, I don't think
We might have hit on parts of it, but it was the beginning of
the beginning. Yeah, it was
of
the beginning
her
of her fault.
Steam your glasses?
Yeah, steam my glasses.
I'll get the door.
All right, thank you.
Oh, that looks good.
All right, we're gonna get my glasses all fogged up. Take my glasses off. Okay, now we're gonna turn them over again, and this will be the last time we turn them over.
So how much longer do you cook them? After
15
this
minutes.
time? Okay. That's getting some really good caramelization on it, hasn't it?
15 minutes they'll be done. Turn that over.
And you baste them again.
And baste them again. Put the rest of it on here. Well, like I said, it's just a seasoning. I mean, it's just, I told Linda, I said, y'all probably not going to even want to tune in this morning because this is just baked chicken with seasoning.
They always want to tune in to see what you're cooking.
It's just something different. You know, whenever you cook all the time, you have to come up with something every once in a while to change things up a little bit. And so
it sure smells good.
Your meat, you know. Braden told me last night, he said, Mama, do you have any steaks? He had a steak in the refrigerator and I didn't get it. Didn't bring it over here. And I said, I do. I have 2 ribeyes in there. And he said, well, can I cook a steak tomorrow? I said, Braden, I'm making chicken tomorrow. And I said,
so does he do the steaks good?
He loves to cook. Braden loves to cook. And I told him I was going to teach him everything I could on how to do things, in the kitchen, because he loves to cook.
Well, I think that's great.
I showed him.
Do that.
Yeah, I showed him last night where everything was at. Braden and Linda's going to be staying with us for just a little while, and he's excited about it because he likes to cook.
Yeah, and he feels comfortable here.
Oh
too.
yeah, oh yeah.
He's always loved to be at Meemaw's.
He loves it here. This is home to him because he lived close to me when he was younger. You know, real close. Well, I'm trying to get it all on there. I had that one extra chicken thigh that I didn't.
Yeah.
So I've got to making it be a little extra to put on these, but that's okay because it really.
So that was just the perfect amount, wasn't it?
Yeah. All right, thank you, Linda.
Okay.
Put my gloves back on. You know, I wonder if I could wash. I guess sure, you had to check. Wash these. I hadn't got them dirty yet.
No, you haven't got them dirty yet. Okay, that's the door open.
All right, thank you. All right.
So this will be total cook time.
Right, 15 more minutes. 10 or 15. I'll do it 10 minutes, and we'll check it. It needs to be 165 in the
meat thermometer.
So I'll check them in 10 minutes. They may be ready in 10 minutes. It surprised me that it didn't take no longer to cook them. But I'm cooking these thighs at 400.
Okay, then that's
yeah.
fine.
And it really doesn't take that long. You know, if you're making something, and I really intended on making a vegetable to go with this today. And I don't want to cook something just for me, you know, and I knew you wasn't going to need it. But, so, Braden loves broccoli and rice casserole.
Okay.
So I am going to make him a broccoli and rice casserole afterwards, but broccoli and rice casserole is quite a few steps, and I really didn't want to do that.
Have you made one of those on air?
It's been a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure I did. But he loves my broccoli and rice casserole. He even told me, he said, Mama, some people's broccoli and rice casserole I don't like. But he said, I like it the way you make it.
Of course he does. So. Y'all probably see me looking at Mary's face sometimes. Mary looks so much like my mama. She looks so much. Her and Charles both, their facial expressions and their gestures. There's so many times that I feel like I'm just looking into Mama's face.
Yeah, I do look like my mother. And Linda's losing weight, and I've kind of put on some of I lost, and then I put some of it back on.
You still look really nice, Mary.
When I do lose weight, my face, I lose it in my face before I do anywhere, and it gets slimmer and more wrinkles. But you know what? It used to bother me, but it don't bother me no more. I just,
your complexion is like Mama's.
Yeah, my complexion's like Mother's. And
Mine's
she
like
had
Daddy's.
Mother had a lot of wrinkles in her face.
No, I didn't mean the wrinkles. I meant
the dark,
the color. It's a really beautiful color.
Yeah, and my skin's a little darker than Linda's.
Mine's fair like Daddy's. Daddy had fair skin.
Yeah. Little Linda the other day, she was over here, and it was the way the light hit my hair. She said, Mother, you're turning gray. I said, I am.
Well, it's about time.
And it is. My hair is more gray now than it is dark. It's really turning gray.
Mary's always had dark hair. Mama had dark hair too for a long time. She did. I started getting gray hair when I was in my 40s.
But your hair looks like Mama's.
Too much worry.
Yeah. I don't think that has a thing to do with it.
I disagree with you. People ask, do we argue? No, we don't, but we disagree.
Worry might have something to do with it because you do worry more than I do.
I do.
It ain't because I don't have things to worry about. It's just, hey, I pray about it.
Well, I pray too, but I still worry.
I know, but you have to I do. I have to let go of things that really, really bother me because it would drive me crazy if I actually dwelt on it all the time. And I have, hey, I've been there, I've done that, but I try not to because, I have to come to acceptance that there's nothing I can do about it. All I can do is pray.
Well, just leave it at that.
Oh, goodness. But anyway, my kids knows me well, and they're good kids. But
you have good kids. You do.
I mean, there's everybody has some kind of things to deal with. It's just life. It's just life. May not. A lot of people's got things a lot worse than others.
Yeah, there's always
somebody.
Always someone worse off than
but you just can't. You just have to count your blessings. That's why I say just count your blessings because they're going to outweigh those problems. I can guarantee.
The key to it is not putting too much emphasis on what would have been, should have been, or could have been, but what you have, not what you don't have. Right. That's the key to finding your happy spot.
And actually, I've come to find out when you do let go of it and leave it in the Lord's hands, it works out sooner, works out a lot quicker if you just let it go and say, it's yours, Lord, But that's not. Sometimes it's harder than to do than not. But anyway, oh goodness, I have got some flowers and bushes that I have got to get planted.
Those azaleas on your front porch are absolutely beautiful. I miss our azaleas. I'd love to have azaleas, but
I've got to get them in the ground. But I just trying to figure out when I'm going to do that. I'm the type of person, everything has to be just right for me to do something. I can't just hop from one and do things if everything ain't just right. I don't know if I'm explaining that right or not, but if I've got other things on my mind that I've got to do, I can't get out there and work in the garden.
Yeah, you just prioritizing. Yeah.
And so right now, I've got other things that I've got to do, or that I want to do, I should say. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's something I want to do more. But Braden's going to help me. He's going to dig the holes for me.
That's good.
For the zebras.
Braden's a strong
He
kid.
is a very strong kid. So he's going to help me with that. And, what else are we going to do this week?
Well, you're getting ready to go up yonder next week, so we got a lot of stuff going on. Missy and her family's coming to see us
I'm
in a
looking
few
forward
weeks,
to that.
so we're looking forward to that. And then we're going to Mississippi in May. We'll probably do something on my birthday, won't we?
Yeah,
we're probably go out to
we're
eat.
We're going to go out to eat.
I don't know.
We're going to Fort Worth to eat.
We are?
Yeah, we are.
On that Saturday?
On your birthday.
I
Forgot to tell her.
I didn't know that, but
Well,
it better not
birthday.
be no big shindig, because you know I'm not going to be eating much.
It's just, you remember how it was with my birthday, what we done? We just went to the restaurant.
We just went to eat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm good with that.
Yeah.
As long as it's got some food that
I'll well, you can pick the restaurant. How about that? How about that? You pick the restaurant.
I didn't mean to be picky.
No. It doesn't matter. It's your birthday.
Well, most all restaurants have grilled chicken and salad. And I'll eat that. Yeah. So we'll find a place.
Yeah. I haven't told anybody else. I'm just telling you that I have things on my mind sometimes that I don't say.
Well, I put on the calendar out to eat with a question mark. I just
it's on my calendar
somewhere. But
well, I've just been thinking about it, Linda.
That would be fun.
And I think that we need to.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
That would be.
And then the next week we'll be in Mississippi.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
you're right. Well, that's okay. That's
two
all right.
weekends in a row. Guess who won't like that?
Yeah, I know. Well, you know.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
We'll manage.
Yeah. Well, that's just a day trip up there and back.
Yeah.
You know, it's not overnight or nothing. So, it'd just be loved ones. I mean, just a few.
Yeah, we'll have a good time.
Yeah.
We will.
So, waiting on that chicken.
It smells really nice. It smells so good and flavorful.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'm probably gonna do that broccoli and rice casserole to go with it.
Yeah, y'all will like that.
I was going to Braden. Another thing he likes is macaroni and cheese, but I already made that the other day, so I didn't want to do that.
Something different. Yeah.
So, and I like broccoli and rice casserole. Braden is not a real big meat eater. Now he likes steak.
Yeah.
But he's not a big meat eater, so he may not even eat a piece of chicken. I don't know. But he would eat the broccoli and rice casserole.
Maybe he will.
Yeah. And he might. It might be. If spicy, he might. He might eat it spicy.
We sure enjoyed Carla being here yesterday.
Oh, I did.
That was so nice to mostly
Hello,
to
Carla.
see her feeling better.
Yes,
Was just
yes.
so really
Right.
was so wonderful to see her feeling better. And she's
she's monitoring us today, so
she's still recovering,
Yeah.
but she's in a different place than she was this time last week. Completely.
Absolutely. She just actually they didn't know it until they went in there for her appointment that there was something done wrong with that.
Yeah.
And anyway, that's why she was
she already
having
knew
some-
it,
yeah.
but she just didn't have it confirmed.
That's why that she was hurting so bad. And they said, well, no wonder you were hurting. It's just anyway. The Lord got her through it, but it was tough.
And none of our family, and not that we have anything against medicine, we all take maintenance meds, but we're not pain medicine, pill pushing kind of people. And a lot of people need that, and I'm not saying that being, saying you shouldn't take your medicine. You should take your medicine. What I'm saying is she toughed through a lot of it without pain medicine. Because number one, she probably won't get hooked on them.
Yeah.
But
they prescribed them, boy.
Yeah, they did.
They
did
prescribed her
them.
some good pain medicine, but she did not want to. She, like you said, she would take a hike when she had to.
I mean, I think we all got sense enough to know when we need to take pain medicine,
but I never. I done the same thing whenever I was hurting. I didn't want to take more than I had to. Woo! Boy, that steam.
Oh, that looks good, Mary.
Does that look good?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I forgot to get a platter out, but I'll get a platter. Best put my glasses back on. I didn't even put my glasses on. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Turn this thing on. And where's the biggest one? Does this look like the biggest one?
Yeah, that one. Or the one in the back. Put either one in. Oh, yeah.
180 degrees. You don't have to be but 165.
So you want your oven on?
Yes, please. Yeah. So it definitely is done. So if you want to test it, you know, cut down a little bit on the time, on each time, and test it. As long as it's 165, it will be done. So anyway, and I'm gonna put these on a platter, but I didn't even get a platter out, and I've got my platter stored, so in a different place. So
those look really good.
So this is our chicken, a jalapeno lime chicken. You want to taste it?
No, I want you to taste it and see. I want to just taste a tiny bit of that sauce. That's probably what I shouldn't taste of, but I want to taste of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put my fork in it.
Oh, in the sauce?
Yeah, I just want to taste the sauce.
And you don't want to taste the chicken?
No. Thank you, Mary.
Okay. Well, chicken is not fattening.
No, it's not, Mary.
Did you get taste?
Got a tiny kick, not much.
Yeah, it's not.
But,
that's what I'm saying. That when I cooked that time, it didn't have a. It's just baked chicken.
It's got a delicious flavor to it.
You don't want to.
No, I'm not going to taste it here, but thank you anyway.
Thank you, Jesus. It's good.
Does it taste like it's got a kick to you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's not.
It doesn't.
If you wanted it hot, you could always.
You would need to put some more pepper flakes or cayenne pepper or something in it because it's not spicy. And you would think that jalapeno jelly would be.
Yeah.
But it's not that. It's not that spicy. I don't know if it's just I didn't get on there. But and another thing, I think I would add a little bit more salt to it. It's not. It's okay. But I think most people would probably want a little bit more salt in it.
It looks nice and juicy.
See it? Yeah, it's juicy. It's real juicy. And you know what? You could mix up some extra sauce after you done your chicken. You can make you some more sauce and then like a dipping sauce and then use a dipping sauce and when you eat your chicken. And you could do that.
You could.
And that was also spiced up. Anyway, I just wanted to try this and see how it would work. And if you like chicken thighs are juicy anyway. They're good and juicy. So thank y'all so much for bearing with us and hanging with us and to the end. And we hope that y'all have a blessed weekend. This will be our last for this week.
Unless one of us decides to get on. I don't know. You know, sometimes we do that spontaneously, but we don't create an event for it. So I'll be on Monday cooking by myself, and then we'll be together Tuesday and Wednesday, Lord willing. Yeah.
So y'all have a great weekend and get out. If your weather's nice in your area like it is here, get out and enjoy the outdoors because we've been shut up for quite a while now. So don't forget to count your blessings. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.